Welcome to Beauty of Colors podcast, Sabrina. It's great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much, Cleanne. Likewise.
Okay. So, Sabrina, tell the listeners about you and what drove you in creating Osso Safe organization.
Sure. We are a business. We are not a nonprofit or a charity. I just wanted to state that we differentiate ourselves from the nonprofits and the charities because we believe that, let's face it, violence, abuse, chaos, dysfunction, it's a big problem, big. And we feel that if we treat it as a paid service, it'll actually get resolved versus holding out a bucket and waiting for donations. Too many people are suffering, especially children. So we're saying enough is enough. This should be a paid service in the real estate industry primarily. But to answer your question, I have had enough therapy. I've been in and out of therapy for quite some time to be comfortable to say that I am a survivor of violence. My father beat my mother on a regular basis. My mother would beat me. So I know exactly how difficult it is to live in that type of environment. And I'm a dancer. Osso Safe started out as a one-woman show, actually, that I wrote, choreographed, and performed. And I even performed it with my students, actually, my dance students. This was a number of years ago. And the name of the show was called Home Sweet Home ? And I play different women being abused. She goes to her good place. That's where the dancing comes in. But then she's pulled back into the terror of violence. The show ends really strong, really empowering. But I did a lot of research for the show, and Cleanne, I couldn't believe the statistics that I was finding. I really wanted it to be educational, so I said to myself, I want to make this into a business, a bona fide business with products and services that could really help people. So that's how Osso Safe was born, from this one woman show.
Wow, that's amazing. So, what type of consulting services do you provide?
We combine products and services. It's like a combination of, of technology and education. And our core product is the Osso Safe certification for properties. And that means that the owner of the property, or let's say a property owner, a property manager, a landlord, would purchase the Osso Safe Home Sweet Home package. And it consists of a policy, a seminar, an app, and therapists assigned to the property. So those four components working together make for your property to be Osso Safe certified. So the policy basically states, if you act like an abuser, if you behave like an abuser, verbal, physical, sexual abuse, you get evicted. It's all mapped out in the policy. You, the abuser, gets evicted or expelled, and the rest of the family can stay, provided that they could still pay the rent or the mortgage. The children have a say, where we don't wait until they're 18 years old. They have a say because children know who make them feel safe, Cleanne, from teeny tiny all the way up through young adult, right? So they know if they're respected, if they feel safe with mom, dad, or stepmom, stepdad. But for many children, that's not true. So we give them voice, we give them choice. And so that's the first component, the policy. The second component is the seminar, the Home Sweet Home seminar. Everybody gets educated, Cleanne, on facts, statistics, warning signs, definitions of abuse, the difference between abuse and discipline. Part of the education is our book. And I have it behind me here, Home Safe Home for You and Me. And it's to give children voice, to give them choice, that if they're not safe with mom, dad, or stepmom, stepdad, they get to say, wow, I'm safe with an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, a close family friend. So the book is like a tool for kids to speak out, to be encouraged to speak out on behalf of their own residency, if you will. The third component is an app. We hired a software company to design an app. It's called the Osso Safe app. And this app detects violent like movements and captures it in real time, issuing alerts to the landlord or the property owner. So that way you're held accountable and you could say, wow, I just saw you beat the crap out of her in my unit 2, and you just beat the crap out of him in my unit 10. Well, this is grounds for eviction because I have to protect all of my other residents in my property. And then the fourth and final component is the therapist assigned to the property. So, as part of the certification, you are required to check in with your therapist once a month. Is everything okay? Do you feel like anything is looming? So, just to give an example, let's say you're a mom or a dad, a couple, and your kid came home with bad grades. You are held to a higher regard, a higher standard in an Osso Safe certified property. You're not going to beat them. You're not going to verbally disparage them. But you say to your therapist, look, I need help. We need help. How do we handle this? So, Clean, all of these components working together makes for an Osso Safe certified property. It's preventative versus waiting for an episode of violence to occur. Police come, bad news travels fast. We flip the script. It's all preventative. Then, once everything is done, everybody gets educated, the policy is signed, everybody understands what's expected of them. Our logo gets placed outside of the property. So that way, people recognize the logo as, wow, I know what that logo means. It's preventative. If violence happens, they have systems and mechanisms in place where I would rather live in an Osso Safe certified property, raise my kids there, because they know what to do and what's required, and everybody gets educated. So yeah, so this is our core product that we're introducing into the real estate industry.
So is it only for apartment building, apartment complex, or is it also for homes and schools as well?
It's a very good question. It's for any type of home, whether you rent, whether you own, whether you have a mortgage or not. We want this to propagate over all residency. So that way everybody gets to be Osso Safe certified. So it's like for good for the neighborhood, the community, society. Like I said, whether you rent, whether you own, whether you have a mortgage or not. And it's interesting that you say schools. Yes, even schools can become Osso Safe certified because what you learn at home, you're going to carry with you at school. You're going to carry that with you in the university or in the workplace. So everything starts in the home. So I'm glad you made that connection.
Sounds good. So what are some of the warning signs of abuser? What are some of the warning signs that somebody can look for and the app can detect?
Yes. Well, some of the warning signs are, let's say you are dating someone or you are, like you met somebody and you're dating someone. If they sneaky, is a lot of it is almost subtle. Like it can look on the outside, wow, they're jealous. They care about me so much. Wow, they always pay. That's so considerate of them. Be careful because these are all red flags, yellow red flags, like they're trying to control you, they're being possessive, especially when it comes to money. If they try to control your money, meanwhile, you just met this person, or they change a lot about your personality. Like maybe you are very much into fashion, and now all of a sudden you start to wear long sleeves, your shirts are up to your neck, no more skirts, no more. If you're a guy, you like to be stylish, but your partner is saying to you, no, I want you all for myself. These are all warning signs, clear warning signs. And in fact, it's beyond a warning sign. You get beaten, you get your hair is pulled, humiliation. They call you a bitch, a slut, a whore, a tramp, a sleaze, a floozy, a bimbo, a thought, a skank. All of that is verbal abuse. I want to say, if they force you to do things that you don't want to do sexually, big, I mean, that really crosses the line. Any physical abuse from, like I mentioned, pulling hair, a slap, taking away your car keys, your personality changes. Isolation is also a big one. Let's say you were outgoing and you have a lot of friends, but your partner is saying, "Oh, I want you all to myself." That those are all kind of warning signs that they're trying to isolate you. And also another big warning sign is pornography. Pornography is a big driver of violence, of abuse. We're not talking about sexual freedom. We're not talking about erotica. If you want to turn your apartment into a jungle and have good sexual experiences, that's great. We're not talking about that. We're talking about domination, manipulation, control. BDSM is bondage, domination, sadism, and masochism. That's a big part of pornography. It's a very dangerous, it's sex abuse. So if your partner is saying to you, "Oh, I want to watch some porn with you," and be careful. These are all warning signs, especially if you're made to feel like small and manipulated and controlled and dominated. You need to break up with that person. You need to not be with that person. Now, if you are in a relationship with that person where you entered a real estate contract, let's say you rent with this person, or you own with this person, hire us, get us into the property. We will get the property Osso Safe certified. We will not single you out. So everybody gets educated, whether you are in a good relationship or in a bad relationship. It doesn't matter. These certifications are for everyone. So there's no singling anyone out, no suspecting of anything. No, this is a new way of residency, creating a norm of safety, of respect, of empowerment, encouragement. So all of these components working together make for a better residency, make for a better relationship, especially for children, because children get the most traumatized. I should know. I grew up in an environment that way. So in that environment, traumatized, you live with like a terrorist, really. So I hope I answered the question, Cleanne. I know sometimes I go off on a tangent.
No, you did. You did answer the question. So let's talk a little bit about your book. Tell us a little bit about the book, and where can the listeners get a copy of it?
Yes, I'm so proud of the book. I love my publishing company. They did a great job in the artwork, but the book is, like I mentioned, to give voice to children. And we explain in the book very clearly. It's a very simple book. I mean, if you see, it's not complicated. I mean, it is for all grades. I want to say from pre-K all the way up to, I would say, 7th and 8th grade. It's an easy read, but it makes it very clear the difference between respect and disrespect, abuse and non-abuse. And it gives voice to children. And we introduce something called the Osso Safe Kids Cheer. And the cheer is this: I want to live where I am Osso Safe, and I am Osso Safe with, and they get to say who that is.
Nice.
So whether it be an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, a close family friend, they get to say who that is. Now, granted, they could be scared, right? They could say, "Yeah, I'm safe with mom and dad." Meanwhile, dad beats up mom, or mom beats up dad, or maybe they're getting abused, the kids. And we realize that at Osso Safe. But if we plant the seed and we ask them over and over again during their residency, it's okay, you're safe. You could say who that is. And abusers, they show their true abusive colors pretty quickly. You know, they could keep their poker face on maybe for a month, a week, a couple of weeks, even 6 months, but rest assured, their abusive true colors come out. And then that child that you suspected, oh, that's why they were scared. Now you know. And at Osso Safe, we make that distinction and we get that child to safety. Like I said, we don't wait until they're 18 years old, and we explain all of that in the book. And we introduce in the book, we say, know that for the moment, which means right now, you are safe. Just to even introduce that, it's kind of like saying, right now, you're okay. You're surrounded by good people at Osso Safe, and we're looking out for you. So it's a tool. The book is a tool to introduce the concept of respect, what it means to be respectful, and to give voice and choice to kids, because they are the most silenced. But with this book, we're opening the door, we're creating the door, and we're saying, not only have we made the door, go through the door, it's okay.
So is the book also for adults as well, not only for kids? Like adults can get it as well.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's sold on Amazon. I've seen it on Barnes and Nobles, the website, Target. It's also on several other, like anywhere you could get books online. I've seen it in different different websites. So I would say just Google Amazon, Sabrina Osso, or Home Safe Home for You and Me. And it'll come up. It's my only book. It's our only book, so it'll be easy to find. And it's also on the website, ossosafe.com.
So Sabrina, what resources do you have on your website on abuse prevention, trauma, and how do you have any upcoming seminars, or do you have any upcoming speaking engagements? How can the listeners get in touch with you if they would like your product, if they would like you to come along and tell them about SOS Safe? How can they get in touch with you? And just tell them a little bit more information on any upcoming seminar that they can attend that you're going to be hosting.
Sure, sure. Our website has a lot of that information. It's ossosafe.com. And we are on all the major social media platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. But we're also on TikTok and YouTube. We have Osso Safe Kids. And those two platforms, YouTube and TikTok, where we speak to kids of all ages, whether they're safe at home or not safe at home, we keep it very inclusive. So we announce any upcoming speaking engagements if we're going to be in the local area. Our goal is to become global, but we are on the East Coast. We'll go anywhere, though, in the United States, that's for sure. It could be East Coast, West Coast, Middle America, it doesn't matter. And I mentioned the book as well. We are working very hard to get the Osso Safe certifications out there for the real estate, whether you in any home. So we're concentrating on that to get property owners to hire us, to get superintendents, like the supers of properties, landlords, property owners, property managers. But this will be for all residency, like I mentioned, creating a standard of safety, period. So the website would be the best way, though, to kind of see where we are and any upcoming speaking engagements, seminars, workshops, and any other projects.
Okay, sounds good. So what last words can you leave with the listeners on feeling safe at home, work, and school?
Yes, you have a right to be safe in your own home. That's everyone. adults and children alike. Just because you are a parent, it doesn't give you the right to abuse your child. And safety needs to become a required standard condition of residency. We are very hopeful and positive at Osso Safe. So let's practice safety. Let's practice respect. Let's practice empowerment, encouragement, and freedom. So all of these components, all of these ingredients make for an Osso Safe home and an Osso Safe school and an Osso Safe workplace.
Great. Excellent, Sabrina. Well, thank you for being on Beauty of Colors podcast.
Thank you so much, Cleanne.
Thank you for listening to Beauty of Colors podcast. We hope you enjoyed the program, and for more information, be sure to visit www.cleannejohnson.com.